Okay,
Well,
so we have here a game against Spassky.
Spassky, yeah.
Yeah.
Spassky, we met many times, and of course, it was after his match from Reykjavik. He lost the title to Bobby Fischer in '72 in Reykjavik. And this was the big interzonal tournament in Manila in '76. And he was, of course, one of the main favorites in this tournament. And I played with black, and as usual, I played my Sicilian against Spassky. Knight f3, e6. Paulsen again. I took in d4, he took in d4, a6. And here, if you remember the game against Tal played knight c3.
Yes.
Bishop d3 is the alternative, is the more modern line with bishop d3, you see.
This one.
Knight c3 before, everybody played knight c3. And now, after bishop d3, we have a modern line, and now black has to move very, carefully, because every variation is different. Now, from every move, you can have another position like this. You have to choose a good plan with black. So bishop d3, knight f6, castle, d6. Okay. Instead of d6, you could move queen c7. It's another possibility. Controlling the square e5. Okay, d6. This is the most normal position. D6, and now c4. Okay. And after here again, after c4, you have 2 or 3 possibilities: bishop e7, bishop d7, or b6. Everything is different. I mean, every line is different. Bishop e7 is the most normal again. Bishop e7 and castle and so on. So bishop e7, knight c3, and castle. Okay. And now b3. It was his specialty from Spassky. He liked this move, which is very good.
To activate
he waits a little bit to see what happens. Anyway, the move is good because he takes control of the central squares. Now the c4 pawn is safe. He wants to put the bishop in b2, and he waits to see. You put the knight in d7 or in c6. If you put the knight in c6, the knight can take in c6, and he has for the moment, the open diagonal from b2, And if not, if you have the knight in d7, he has control of the central squares and more space. In this line, it's always important to have a little bit more space for white, And later on, he comes with the idea f4 threatening f5 or e5. This is the 2 ideas from white, in this opening. Okay, b3, knight d7. This is the more complicated line, with black. Bishop b2 and rook e8. Black tries, if possible, to put the bishop in f8 with the idea g6 and later on bishop g7, and finish his game with the idea queen c7, b6, and bishop b7. It's a little bit long, but this is the plan for black, If he arrives to do this, it's okay. The position is more or less all right. And we have a very complicated position, similar a little bit with our game with Ullman that we looked in some other, in some other game. So white moves himself and tries to do it very quickly with f4. Now you have to be very careful and react very well. And the best way to react is now to play e5, you see. I think I played e5, no?
Yes, e5, yes.
e5. Now, if he takes in e5, black has no problem by taking back with the knight in e5. And the knight from e5 protects everything, and black is okay, Yeah, but he doesn't take in e5, or he took.
No, he took
in e5. Okay, yes. Knight takes e5, and now he moves back because he wants to eliminate the knight from e5, because otherwise if knight stays there, black has no problem at all. The idea is very clear. He moves the way the bishop d7, bishop c6, he controls the center and has no problem with black. Every black piece is very well placed and is, after the opening has a good game. So knight f3, and now we have a very unclear game, following the rest of the moves. And I played a little bit risky with black, let's say, after queen d2. I think I took in f3, no?
Yes.
I took in f3. This is a little bit risky, but okay. Now I played back, and now white is a little bit better. Why? Because he has an open file, the G file is open for him after rook G1, and he wants to open the diagonal by playing later on in very good position with knight D5 somehow. You see, this is the white idea. Therefore, I told you that it was a little bit risky
For a direct attack. Now he has a...
I mean, he tries to attack. He'll try to attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So I played queen e7. Black is waiting, And now I played the normal move, bishop c6. And now the big surprise. The normal move here was knight e2. If he played knight e2, probably, black had some small problems, because if white has the time to play knight d4 or knight f4, he has better position and not clear counterplay for myself. White has some threats after knight e2.
But how was your reaction when you saw rook sacrifice?
I was very surprised, to tell the truth. First of all, I couldn't believe my eyes, because rook takes g7 is
looks like a free rook.
Yeah, I mean, he gives you for a very big initiative,
yeah,
if you allow it.
Yeah.
But that is some kind of sacrifice a la Tal, like this. I mean, Tal gives away a piece like this because he likes the position. But from Spassky, you wouldn't expect such a thing. After the quiet move, knight e2, white is clearly a little bit better, but the edge is there. I mean, white has something,
Yes.
But after rook takes g7, the game is very dangerous for black. But if you react all right, I mean, if you doing the normal moves and you reject the attack, you have probably a winning game,
Yeah, an easy win.
No, not easy, not easy at all. Okay, so I had to take, of course, bishop takes g7 now, rook g1. And starting from here, you have to find the very good moves, because in some kind of position, he wants to play immediately queen h6, if you allow it,
Yeah.
And if he has time to play immediately queen h6, we are almost lost with black, you see, without the rook. I mean, white has fantastic attack with rook down. So from now on, you have to play the best moves with black to keep the position. I mean, to keep the balance like this,
To defend well.
Yeah, to defend very well. So now the best move is knight h5. So again, after knight h5, he finds the best move, normal, queen h6. Now again, what to do? The threat now, if you are not careful, is immediate knight d5. He has time to play knight d5. Again, you are almost lost, because he attacks 3 times on g7.
Yeah. But now he attacks the knight also, yes. But,
he attacks the knight. Now, the best move, it seems very dangerous already for black.
Yeah.
So I realized that the idea was not so bad, the idea from Spassky. I mean, he gave the rook, but it seemed that the attack is very, very strong. I mean, you are almost lost here with black. But after knight e5, he was very surprised, because he thought probably that he's winning with the simple move knight d1. Well, now what to do? You are 3 times under attack. You can't take in b2 because you lose the queen,
Yes.
But now white is lost in this position.
What?
After knight g3 check, he resigns. He's lost. He has to take with the rook, and now queen takes g3, and what to do? If you take in g3, you lose again the queen in h6. Two rooks against 2 light pieces, Completely winning for black, So if you arrive here...
No, you have an extra rook here.
No, black has 2 rooks, and white has knight and bishop against 2 rooks, completely winning.
Yes.
So again, he has to be very careful, but in this kind of position, we are both in very big time trouble. But unfortunately, I had a bigger time trouble than Spassky, and therefore that saved him, We'll see. So he found again the normal move, the only move, rook g5. And now I had to decide what to play, but I had only a few minutes, to think.
Oh.
Yeah. So I played the most normal move, which is okay, but gives nothing more than a draw. Played queen f6. And we'll see how the game was coming to a draw later on. But instead of queen f6, black has two fantastic moves, which probably both of them win. The first move, again, is knight f4. Here, knight f4.
Yes.
And if he moves now again, the knight d1, for instance, if he took in the queen in d5, in e5, he loses the queen in h6, and
so if he takes here,
he loses the queen in h6 and rook down and finished.
Yes.
Yeah. So if he moves, the knight to d1,
Yes.
Yeah. This comes the fantastic surprise, knight g6, and white can resign. Knight g6. Because every piece is under attack. Now, again, if you take with the bishop in e5, he loses the queen in h6. And I forgot simply that if he takes the queen, takes g7 with check, I can take back with the queen. And we trade two pieces, and I have a rook.
If he takes,
rook up.
If he takes here, you mean?
Yeah. Or you can also take with the queen, but you trade two pieces and you still have a rook up, for black. Completely winning.
Yes.
And after knight g6, if you go back with the queen to h5 or something, then you move the queen and you have rook, rook up. Queen h5, for instance, yeah? Now queen f4 wins, queen e6 wins, queen e7 wins. Everything wins, yeah. Rook for nothing,
Yeah.
Well, the second move is even funnier, Instead of knight f4, it's a very funny move, but wins also, But this is unbelievable. The move f6. Now, what can I do after f6?
f6.
f6. You leave the queen, but everything, it has many moves that everything loses. If he takes, for instance, in h5 with the queen, you take back in g5 with the queen, rook up, winning, If he takes back with the rook in h5, now bishop takes h6, again, winning.
Yeah.
Wins by force,
Yes.
So, what can he do? If he doesn't play like this, the only other possibility is to move away from this kind of position after f6. But what? f6.
No, he's
if
losing
now
here.
he moves the rook away somehow,
Yeah, the queen is...
No, you can't take the queen. He moves, for instance, rook g1. Now
yes.
you can't. But now you can move away the king. King h8, for instance. Yes. Now what happens? The queen is under attack. If he moves away the queen, let's say queen d2, for instance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, queen d2. Again, queen f4, for instance, or something, and rook up. Yeah. Completely winning for black. Yeah. So I was unfortunately in such a big time trouble that I couldn't decide. First of all, I saw the move f6, but I couldn't believe that I win by force in such a way,
Yeah. So because it looks so dangerous with.
It looks very dangerous for black. If one small mistake is enough, you lose immediately by force,
Yeah.
And beauty price. I mean, rook. He gave a rook away, so okay. I moved queen f6. The moment I put the queen in f6, I saw how I could win by force in 2-3 moves, Okay, so I had to play later on after queen f6. He had the possibility to take back. I mean, if he didn't take there, I move away and the king, and I, for instance, if he didn't take in d4, in f6, let's say the normal move would be queen takes h5,
Yes, to keep the attack.
Yeah, and after queen takes h5, after rook e5, black is winning again. Rook e5.
This one.
Yeah, completely winning. Now is no defense. Exchange up for nothing, for black.
Yeah.
Okay, so he took in f6 very well. Now you have to take back, and now again the best move, knight d5. Now is more or less draw, because now you have to move away from f6. If you take with the bishop in d5, after bishop takes f6, again very dangerous for black. Maybe black can save the game, but white is better, again here. So the best move is knight h5 back, knight h5, yeah. And now this I didn't see, first of all, in such a big time trouble. I didn't see his move, the first move now for white is knight f6. Knight f6 is excellent move and almost forces the draw, knight f6, because you are forced to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, in f6. You can't move away the king because he takes with the rook in h5 and has two pieces for rook and winning, So you have to take. He has time to take there,
Here is you agreed on draw.
No, we played a little bit more, So he took, yeah.
Okay.
And I played rook e6, no? Yeah. He took with check, yeah. King f8, f8, yeah. And now he can't take in h6, but he loses after rook takes f6. So if he moves away the bishop after rook g6, the game is okay for black. I mean, he has some counterplay, but it's not enough to try to play for a win. Black is still a little bit better, but maybe not enough. And because of such a big time trouble, we agreed to a draw. But it's a pity because I told you before, after knight f4 and f6, he would be punished for taking immediately with the rook for such a nice sacrifice immediately in g7,
Yeah.
I mean, it was very beautiful, very interesting, but not fully correct. Yeah.
Not very sound.
Yeah, not very sound. Okay, so finally he could save half a point, he made a draw. But a little bit lucky for white, a little bit, let's say a little bit lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Thank you, Mr. Gheorghiu.
But beautiful anyway, the spectators were delighted, but I was
expecting to see something a lot.
But I was a little bit disappointed to tell the truth, because in my opinion, black was winning after f6 or knight f4.
Yeah, yes.
Very good chances to win.
But that's the beauty of it. Sometimes. Sometimes.
He took some risk, of course.
Yes.
And after the game, okay, we analyzed a little bit, and he said, okay, I couldn't resist to play a little bit like Tal, to take g7. It was very nice, very beautiful. Okay, it was very interesting, but it's not fully correct, okay, because a rook is a little bit too much, to give away the rook. If you don't win by forcing two moves, so like this is okay. But if you have to continue to play without a rook some moves, then it's difficult. It's not always good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But okay, it happens.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But very funny game. Very funny game.